I am Melanie Berdyck. I'm a registered dietitian and a member of the Healthy Living team at Giant Food. I'm right in the Baltimore area, but I cover the entire region. And today we're going to talk about meal planning made easy. So let's jump in here. Now, what we're going to focus on today when it comes to meal planning, really focusing on one, personal motivation, lifestyle, the importance, how meal planning can make such a difference in our health and our stress level. And then we'll show you some easy tips on how to put a plan together. And then we're going to dive into some shopping tips. So first, how to save money, how to save time, and then also we're going to talk about adding some Mind Diet inspired menu items to your recipes. And you'll be surprised that many of the products that we highlight today that are important for brain health, or the Mind Diet that we're hearing so much about, might actually already be in your shopping cart already, which is always very, very nice too. So with that, let's jump in. All right, so when we talk about meal planning, we're going to break it down into three areas today. First off, planning to plan. So how do we do that? And then how do we use what we have in our inventory? And then how do we keep it balanced and feed our wonderful mind too when it comes to brain health? All right. So first off, we want to take some time to plan. So what's the plan? Now, does anybody meal plan right now? Nancy, Sharon, Kathleen, if anybody's meal planning, let me know. Have you tried to? What works? What doesn't work for you? Anyone meal planning at the moment?
I have meal planned in the past. We
Okay.
kind of labeled it according to like the day of the week. So like Macaroni Monday and Taco Tuesday and Wacky
Excellent. Oh,
Wednesday.
that's
Yeah. Well, especially when the
that's
kids
easy
were
to
younger.
remember.
Yeah.
Easy to remember. So that's a perfect start. So meal planning, many people think that they have to do 7 days a week. Not necessarily. When you think about meal planning, what is your optimal goal? Is it to save money, save time, eat healthier, really try to streamline things? And then how many meals are you planning to make? Is it just one meal? 2 meals, 3 meals? Doesn't have to be 7 if that feels too intimidating. So you can start where you are and then it advance or expand as you feel fit. And then when will you plan? Does anybody plan on a certain day of the week? Maybe it's Saturdays or Sundays. Maybe it's 30 minutes while you're watching the news. Really, even just dedicating a few minutes each week to really focus really can help minimize that stress level as well, too. Some people like to plan 1 week ahead of time. I was just in another group the other day and someone said, like, I don't always know what I want to have tomorrow. So they're just doing it one day at a time, and you do what works for you. All right. So do the legwork. So one of the first things, sort of like what Kathleen mentioned, is pull together some of your favorite recipes. We all have them. I know for me, my family favorites would be lasagna, chili, spaghetti, easy thing. So pull together your family members and say, hey, what is everybody interested in having this week? Do we want to have tacos? Do we want to have pizza? What might it be? Can we have leftovers? And then think about easy assembly meals. One of the things that we love to say from the Healthy Living team is that you don't have to be a chef in the kitchen. You can use items that are prepared to help enhance your meals at home too. Now, you could also borrow some restaurant favorites. If you've been to a restaurant that had a great salad or a great sandwich or tacos, you can borrow those ideas and use them at home too. And always, look for something, try something new. Every quarter, we put out a podcast, our Healthy Living by Giant podcast, on new products that are in store. So try something new, something that you maybe have never seen before, or maybe a new recipe. Now, also too, what's important, and now we're getting into spring, so this is a perfect time for spring cleaning, is make a list of all your ingredients that you have on hand. Do that inventory. What items can you use in multiple recipes? I know for me, beans, pasta, I can do a lot with those. So those are some of my staples in my house. And then having that blueprint, Taco Tuesday, Meatless Monday. So that way, okay, on Wednesdays, we always do sandwiches. And then that really just narrows the focus too. All right. So use what you have. So One of the most important things, and I just mentioned spring cleaning, is we want to make sure that we take note of what we have in our freezer and our pantry. And I think I just saw a question about this in the, let's see here. I saw something pop up in the, thought I saw a chat. Let me see here. I'll go back to it. I thought I saw something that popped up in the chat. So take stock of what you have. So how many of you have done a pantry audit in the last 6 months? Anyone? So I just did in my house. Okay, Kathleen has. So I just did one in, oh, Morgan has, excellent. So I just did a pantry clean out. Well, it was over Christmas break, so it was a little bit of time ago, but I went through my pantry. I found spices that were in different areas. I had multiple packages of cinnamon. I didn't realize. I had pasta. I had noodles that were at the top shelf. So use what you have first. So take a look, whether it's on a quarterly basis or a monthly basis, whatever works for you, and see what's in the freezer, what's in the fridge, what's in the pantry. What can I use up? What are some items that I forgot that I had? And then once you have those baseline items, you can say, okay, I've got chicken, I've got frozen peppers, I've got rice. What can I do with these items? You can find recipes that use those ingredients. And a great resource for that is allrecipes.com. You can type in all of your ingredients that you have, and it'll give you a recipe. Now, once you sort of have that inventory, put that on the refrigerator or a place where you can see it. And then that can help you as you use those items, cross them off so then you know what to purchase. And then think about doing an inventory before you go shopping. Take a look at the circular at Giant. Our sales start on Fridays. So if you're heading to the store, you can actually check out the digital copy on our website at giantfood.com. You can also check it out on our app, see what's on sale. So if you're in the mood for having, maybe it's a chicken salad or some type of salad this week, maybe see what's on sale. Maybe you were thinking chicken, but maybe pork is on sale, or maybe ground chicken's on sale. Can you use any of those sale items into that recipe, your recipe list for the week? And then also take advantage of any digital coupons on our app. You can click all the digital coupons and they will come off at the register when you type in your Giant bonus card number. So some really great ways to save. All right, so then start your plan. So once you have a couple of ideas of what you might be preparing for the week, say, okay, what am I gonna do? Am I planning for 1 day, 3 days? Do I have any special commitments? What's going on this week? Many of us live by our Outlook calendars, myself included. And so for me, my calendar is my go-to. And so I don't want to plan something that's going to cause too much stress. So if you have a late night meeting or some other things on your calendar, maybe it's a night that you have a quick assemble meal, or maybe you pull something from the freezer. And so really use that as your blueprint. And then what do I have on hand? Try to use up some of those items in that inventory, and then just make note of anything else that you need to add before you go shopping. Because we know what that's like. You forget one item and have to go back to the store. All right, so let's look at some shopping strategies so you can save time and save money too. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we can use shortcuts. When we think about making meals at home, there are many benefits. It can help us save money. It can also help us manage any health concerns that we have. So sodium, fat, carbohydrates. So we can really customize our meals to meet our needs. Now, we can use shortcuts if we need to. There are lots of items that are better for you in store. So when you're thinking about saving time throughout the week, I know many of us, we may not have a whole lot of time to slice and dice for our meals, but think about what you can pick up. Is it a prepared food like a rotisserie chicken? Or is it a salmon meal like we have here on the screen with vegetables and rice that could be a quick item to pop into the microwave? Could we use meal kits? We have a lot of them that come all together. You have 3 ingredients, you put them all in the oven, and then you're good to go. And then also microwavable, the quinoa that's already cooked, pasta. This can streamline that cooking process so you don't have to boil that water. Now, also too, simmer sauces are great. So if you have a crock pot or an instant pot, which I know many of us have, take your favorite simmer sauce. Here we have a curry sauce. Take a bag of frozen vegetables and maybe some rotisserie chicken. Put everything into the crock pot or the instant pot, and you have a meal in no time. So you can use those shortcuts to still have a better for you meal at home. Now, also too, you might say, gosh, you know what? I love to do vegetables, but I just don't have time to prep, slice, and peel them. You can pick up those prepared items already ready to go in the produce section at Giant. So whether it's diced sweet potatoes, butternut squash, spiralized veggies, or a fajita mix, the peppers and the onions, they're prepped and already ready to go. And that can save you time as well. All right. Now, another great shopping tool that we have at Giant is our Guiding Stars program. Has anyone seen this when they've been shopping? Any hands? Yes, no? Anyone seen the Guiding Stars? Okay, well, today is your lucky day if you haven't seen it. You probably noticed it at your local Giant location, but many customers say, well, I didn't know what that represented. Well, anyone ever looked at the labels and been a little unsure if this was the correct product for you? Probably a few of us kind of scratching our heads. Is it too high? Yeah, Morgan, is it too high in sodium? Does it have enough fiber? And so what Guiding Stars does, this streamlines that process for you. So Guiding Stars is our nutritional rating program, and it reads the nutrition labels so you don't have to. So what it does, it provides ratings of 1, 2, or 3 stars based on the nutrients on the label. So fiber, sodium, salt, vitamins and minerals, and what it does, it creates those ratings. So I bet you can guess what's going to happen here. Items that are nutrient dense, that are less processed and whole, are going to have more stars. Fruit, vegetables have 3 guiding stars. Old-fashioned oats have 3 guiding stars. When we have items that maybe have more sodium or a little bit more fat, they might have 1 or 2. But this is a great way to streamline that when you're comparing items in the store. This can save you a little bit of time and stress. Now, you'll see the guiding star ratings on the shelf tag right below the price on the shelf. You'll also see it written on Giant branded products. So Giant brand cereal, our pastas, you'll see 1, 2, or 3 stars printed on those package items. Now, if you're internet savvy and love to use apps, there's also a Guiding Star app. You can scan any barcode and it'll give you a detailed reading of the score for that food product at Giant. So a really, really helpful tool. All right, so everyone has homework now. Take a look for that Guiding Star logo the next time you're shopping. All right. So another important area when we think about, shopping and meal planning is saving money, which I know is very, very important for many, many customers. Now, one of the programs that we do have available, we have our Giant bonus card, which many people are familiar with, but we have an additional add-on to the bonus card. It is called Flexible Rewards. Do we have any Flexible Rewards members with us today? Anyone, anyone, anyone? Okay. No? Okay. So flexible rewards. We have lots of homework after today. So flexible rewards is a program that you can opt into. If you have a Giant bonus card or your phone number is attached to your bonus card, you can go to our website, giantfood.com, and you can opt in. Now, flexible rewards gives you more flexibility in how you use those points that you accumulate. Many people are familiar with the gas points at Shell, which you can still utilize, but you can also allocate points or rewards to money off at the register or free items, which is really, really great. Now, if you also go online, opt into our flexible rewards program, there's also a coupon that gives you 2 to 3 times the number of points on Guiding Star rated products. So there's a win-win. So buying things that are more nutritious, but also pay you back with those flexible reward points. So that's definitely something that can help you save. Also, checking out that sales flyer, like I mentioned, planning those meals around those items that are on sale for the week. And then also looking at store brand versus name brand, comparing the unit price and the size of those containers when you're shopping, that can also save you quite a bit in the long run. And then when we think about saving and also for ease and convenience, some of those pantry staples that I mentioned earlier, think about stacking up on frozen or canned items, frozen vegetables, beans, fruit. These are great options. And the canned items are also available with reduced sodium or no added salt if you're concerned there about added sodium in your diet. So those are great items to have on hand. Now, you can also, as I mentioned, check the unit price. And if you download the Giant app, you can use the Scan It tool that can help you scan every item in your cart, and that'll keep tabs of how much you've been spending. So if you have a budget of say $20 or $50, you know exactly how much you've spent by the time you get to the register. So that can help kind of minimize any of those purchases that sort of just jump into your cart. You know how that happens? They just sort of, I don't know how they get in there. All right. And then also some things that you can use to save time and stress. So additional services, we have someone that can shop for you. If you go online to giantfood.com, you can opt for Giant Pickup at your favorite store location. In about 4 hours, you'll have your groceries ready. All you have to do is drive up to the front of the store and they'll bring out your groceries. Super, super simple. You can also have them delivered to your house via Instacart as well too. So that can save you time as well. And then also think about the different appliances that you have. I mentioned earlier, crock pots, instant pots, air fryers. These are all the rage, and these have wonderful, easy recipes that can really streamline your cooking process. I love to use the air fryer, especially in the summertime when I don't want to turn on the oven when it's a little bit warm. It can cook my meals, even small portions, in just a few minutes, and it helps keep that heat from the oven at bay. Now, also other things as well, picking up some of those items that are already prepared or having some of those giant catering items as well too. These are things that can really make life a little bit easier if you're going to a get together or an event or maybe a potluck. This can be something that you can order and then pick up. So makes life just a little bit easier. All right. Now, lastly, when we think about meal planning is keeping it balanced and about feeding your mind correctly. So when we're thinking about our meals, many people say, gosh, I just don't know what to cook. Well, there are so many recipes available, so many areas for inspiration. And so when you're putting together that blueprint for your meals, an easy foundation is thinking about what's going to be my protein source, what's going to be my produce, and then what's going to be that high fiber carbohydrate. Using the USDA My Plate that we see here on the right of the screen, this is a nice blueprint of how meals should be balanced. That way we get all of those ingredients, nothing's too big when it comes to portions, and that way you have a nice, satisfying meal. Now, other things that you can look for, of course, is the Savory magazine. The one on the screen here is our current spring edition. So if you're looking for new items, check that out. You can pick that up or pick up two for a friend. And there's lots of great recipes. One section is called Take Five, and it's in every magazine. And it's 5 ingredient meals, and that's it. So you can use some of those items that are already prepared, like a rotisserie chicken, quinoa, or pasta, and have a nice creative meal, something different, but also super simple at the same time. So lots of inspiration. So, and also too, if anyone wants to throw into the chat, where do you get your meal inspiration? Pinterest, um, allrecipes.com. There's so many blogs and cooking websites available. You could spend all day. Let me know where you get some of your inspiration. Okay, so as we're thinking about our meals, one of the big areas that we've been hearing a lot about is the mind diet. And this is great because there's a lot of research about this type of eating plan. And if anyone reads US News and World Report, the Mind Diet was actually rated one of the top eating plans to follow for 2024. And what's so important about the MIND diet, which stands for Mediterranean Intervention for Neurodegenerative Delay? What this type of eating plan focuses on is adding in nutrients to help with our brain health, which is so important. And one easy thing to remember when it comes to things for your mind or your brain, what you do for your heart is great for your brain. So we hear a lot about heart healthy eating plans, the DASH diet, which is a low sodium diet. The MIND diet is a combination of that low sodium diet and that Mediterranean diet that we've heard so much about. And we know that following this type of eating plan can help lower the risk of developing chronic conditions like heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and improve quality of life as well too. So some of the main components, and we're going to highlight these, and these might give you some great ideas for meals for your cart. We've got produce and antioxidants, which I mentioned briefly earlier, omega-3s, choline, and pre and probiotics. These are great items, and you might already have a few of these on your shopping list. So when we think about antioxidants, antioxidants are these disease fighters. So they reduce oxidative stress. So we know that prolonged exposure to stress can cause cell damage, particularly to our brain. And so many of these antioxidants can help reverse some of the signs of aging and help prevent memory loss. Now, the MIND diet particularly has some favorite antioxidants, and we can find these antioxidants. They're called resveratrol in berries, like those nice raspberries, blueberries, brightly colored berries, and leafy greens. We know that these are wonderful sources of flavonoids, which may improve memory. So, if you have some frozen berries in your cart, blueberries, these are great options. Green leafy vegetables are also filled with brain healthy nutrients like vitamin K and lutein, which can help slow cognitive decline as well. So, if you're making a salad, some baby spinach with some fruit, with some walnuts, nuts, and seeds is a great way to have an easy meal, but also great for your brain as well. Other things that are wonderful sources, coffee and tea. If you love to have a nice cup of green tea, maybe it's a decaf cold tea today because it is getting warmer, but those are wonderful sources of antioxidants. Even your morning cup of coffee can also help get that boost of antioxidants and energy and focus too. Now, other things, if you're making maybe some roasted vegetables, adding in spices, herbs and spices are so full of antioxidants. They're a great addition to your meal. Everything from cinnamon, nutmeg, turmeric, rosemary. These are great. They add flavor, antioxidants, and help lower the sodium content. So I bet some of you even have these already in your pantry right now. Now, other things that are important for brain health are sources of omega-3s. And so an easy thing to remember when you're thinking about omega-3s for health is that you can find all of them in the sea. So the tagline is head out to the sea for omega-3. And so you can purchase fresh, frozen, or canned sources of fatty fish along with other items as well too. Chia seeds, flax seeds, walnuts, sardines. These are great ways to get in those heart healthy fats that can lower inflammation and are wonderful for brain health. That can really protect those arteries. So, if you love to cook with olive oil, put avocados on your sandwich, sprinkle some walnuts on your oatmeal. These are all great items too, and super simple. Even so, the tuna creations for a quick salad or a quick sandwich, these are great for extra flavor, but also those heart healthy fats. All right. Now, another area that's important for brain health is choline. And choline, we found that it may fend off cognitive decline as we get better with age. So, choline plays a critical role in the creation and release of acetylcholine, which is a protein that helps carry signals among brain cells and is important for memory and other brain functions. So, choline, you might say, gosh, am I do I have this in my diet? Well, you're in luck because many of us already have wonderful plant and animal-based options on our plate and in our cart. So whether you're having lean meats like ground beef or ground chicken or turkey, eggs or dairy products. These are wonderful sources of choline. Also, plant-based items as well, kidney beans, nuts and seeds, those whole grain breads, these are great sources of choline. Even something as simple as cauliflower or roasted Brussels sprouts, these are a great addition to your meals. And so you might say, well, check, check, check. I'm doing all of these great things. So just some wonderful, again, ingredients that you can put into your meals for that brain health. All right. Now, another area that's really important, we're learning more about gut health and how it impacts the rest of the body, including the brain. And this is something called the brain gut axis. And so what we're learning is that our gut health can impact our entire body. And so many of us, we might have heard of probiotics, we might have heard of prebiotics, but what these items are, these help create a nice balance of healthy gut bacteria in our gut. And so we know that if we have a healthy gut, this is going to impact our brain health as well, since the two are very interconnected. So there's some easy things to remember when you think about prebiotics and probiotics. You might say, well, how do I keep the two separate? Well, an easy way to remember is prebiotic fiber. So think about those high fiber items that we should have in our diet: whole grain breads, beans, lentils. Those high fiber items create healthy food for that gut bacteria to feed on. And this helps create a nice balance in your gut. So adding in that dietary fiber can make a huge difference for your cholesterol, your gut health, constipation, but also help with that nice flora environment. Now, probiotics are those healthy gut bacteria that we hear so much about. If you've taken antibiotics, maybe you were encouraged to have some yogurt with it. Yogurt is a wonderful source of live active cultures, that good bacteria. So if you're looking for things to add to your cart to really help with that gut health, think about adding in some of the plant-based pastas, the chickpea or lentil pasta that's high in fiber and protein. Maybe it's making lentil soup or adding some artichokes to your salad, one of my favorites. Or maybe it's switching out your favorite dairy product, trying some kefir, which is actually fermented milk, which is a nice substitute if you want to try something new from cottage cheese or yogurt. This is a great source of probiotics. Or maybe you love to have some dried fruit or shelf stable items. We're finding probiotics in a variety of different shelf stable items, everything from cereal to different beverages and also dried fruit. So there is something for everyone. So definitely, think about these items when you're putting together that shopping list. All right. And then finally, some meal inspiration. Now, these are from our Savory magazine, and these are actually focused on brain health. So we have a wonderful collection of so many different types of recipes, everything from brain health to heart health to diabetes, that have been put together by our dietitian team. So here are a few quick recipes that you can utilize that are great for a quick meal and great for your head and your heart as well. So we have the kale and quinoa salad, super easy to put together with edamame, avocados, and those dark leafy greens. We have the whole grain penny with spicy shrimp or crested pecan fish as well. So some simple recipes that you can find at giantfood.com. You can click on the savory tab to find lots of inspiration. And you can see here that these recipes are also guiding star rated as well. So you can find something tasty and better for you. All right. Well, I'll finish up here, then I'll open it up for any questions. But I just wanted to provide a little bit more information about the services that we have at Giant. We have our Healthy Living team. Here are all of our wonderful team members on the screen. And we provide a variety of free services. Everything from free consultations by phone or virtually. We also provide store tours at any location for individuals or groups. If you're interested, we are happy to offer those by appointment. We also have our Healthy Living by Giant podcast that I mentioned. So we have a podcast that comes out every 2 weeks on so many different topics, from brain health, to meal planning, to new products in store. Something for everyone. Such a great listen. And if you're on social media, you can check out our Facebook and our TikTok page for some fun health and wellness inspiration. So I'm going to pause and see if anyone has any questions or anything I can answer. I'm so happy to see so many people joining us today. Oh, yeah, Morgan, go ahead.
Hey, Melanie, great presentation. A lot of useful information, but I just wanted to ask, do you guys ever have any presentations or talk about in your podcast, maybe topics about like healthy choices for inflammation or any chronic, specific chronic
Yes.
conditions?
Yes, actually, I'm going to, while we're here, I am going to put into the chat. We have a link for some on-demand video content, and one of them is on inflammation here. So this is on our giant YouTube page. Let me find all my bookmarks here. And so we have a program that's recorded about inflammation. And so this is a great topic if you want to listen, while you're spending the afternoon, or you can listen on your phone. But I'm going to put this into the chat. We also have a presentation on gut health, brain health, superfoods, and lots of other tips as well. So this is something that you can, let me put this into the chat, that you can listen at your leisure, or something that we are always happy to present at a later date as well. No problem.
Great, thank you so much.
Yeah. Great. Any other questions that anything surprise you? I think one of the fascinating areas is that many of the items that we hear frequently about, heart healthy fats, fiber, has so many overlapping benefits for our body. And so when we focus on one area, it really can impact our entire system in a very positive way, for everything from sleep to stress to your heart health. So I think that lowers the stress and you can say, hey, you know what? I'm making some really good choices. I'm helping so many different areas. Great. Any last questions?
I did have one last question. I'm
Oh, go
sorry.
ahead, please, please.
So I know you mentioned the prebiotics and the probiotics.
Yes.
Do you need to necessarily take the prebiotics to get the best benefit out of probiotics, or can you use them separately, for their own purposes?
Yeah. Oh, like the probiotic supplements.
Right.
So generally what we suggest, the thing that we're still learning about, and researchers are still trying to define what probiotics will help people manage certain conditions. So right now they can't exactly say you should take lactobacillus for this or for that. So what we say is focus on getting those probiotics in your foods. So yogurt, cottage cheese with active cultures, kefir, kimchi, tempeh, those other plant-based items. And then people can take a supplement. I always suggest talking with your doctor on the best one, but ideally getting it through your food first can be a great start. So you don't
Makes sense.
necessarily
Thank
need
you.
those supplements.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's a question that we get frequently because you see a lot of promotions about those. But I say have something yummy. You can eat those benefits rather than having to take a pill. Great. Wonderful. Well, gosh, I appreciate everyone coming out this afternoon. I hope this was helpful and gave you some different ideas for meal planning. And again, if you have any questions, you can always email us directly, healthyliving@giant food. If you have any particular needs for your family, for yourself, for others, we're always happy to chat with you individually or take an individual store tour to help you meet your needs.
Thank you so much,
Oh,
Melanie.
awesome. Well, thank you, everyone, and have a wonderful afternoon. Give you a few minutes back to enjoy that sunshine. Great. All right. Have a great rest of your week, everyone.